History sometimes pivots on a single electrifying moment. For Napoleon Bonaparte, that moment came on a freezing December day in 1805. The fate of his empire and Europe hung on a decision made in an instant. This wasn't a council debate, it was a flash of genius, a gamble no other commander would dare. Napoleon saw the battlefield as a living entity, sensing its weaknesses and rhythms. Where others saw strength, he saw illusion. His choice defied every rule of war, born from supreme confidence and a deep understanding of his enemy's mind. That morning, with France's future on a knife's edge, Napoleon seized an invisible opportunity. The order he gave would become legend, unleashing a chain reaction that would shock the world. The stage was set near Austerlitz in today's Czech Republic on December 2, 1805. Napoleon's army was exhausted, outnumbered, and seemingly trapped by the combined might of Russia and Austria. To outsiders, he looked doomed, his empire at stake, his army's survival in question. But the trap was of his own making. He feigned weakness, abandoned the vital Pratzen Heights, and sent envoys to project desperation. The Allies, overconfident, took the bait, believing the high ground was theirs for the taking. They moved to encircle Napoleon, thinning their center in their eagerness to strike. What they saw as a blunder was a masterstroke of deception. The real trap was about to snap shut. Pressure mounted, not just from the enemy, but within Napoleon's own ranks. His marshals, seasoned and loyal, were anxious. The army was exposed, the odds grim. Some urged retreat, others called for defense. All doubted the wisdom of his plan. Meanwhile, the Allies brimmed with confidence, dismissing warnings of a trap. Tsar Alexander ignored his cautious general, convinced victory was certain. Napoleon stood alone, trusting his reading of the enemy and the moment. Against advice and expectation, he prepared to risk everything on a single, daring move. The fate of empires would turn on his conviction. As the morning fog lifted, Napoleon saw his chance. The Allies, focused on crushing his right flank, had fatally weakened their center. Napoleon turned to Marshal Soult and gave the unthinkable order: seize the Pratzen Heights. Attacking the enemy's center, especially uphill, was considered madness. Soult hesitated, but Napoleon's reply was simple: do your duty, I'll do the rest. The French command was stunned, but the logic was clear. The center was now vulnerable. The Allies, obsessed with their plan, never saw it coming. Soult's divisions surged forward, striking the exposed Allied center with overwhelming force. The defenders, caught off guard, were swept aside as the French seized the heights. The Allied army was split in two. Panic and confusion spread. Napoleon's psychological warfare was as devastating as his tactics. The French now dominated the battlefield, raining fire on the trapped Allied forces below. In a final chilling act, Napoleon ordered artillery to shatter the ice on the Sachin ponds, dooming thousands in the freezing water. The victory was total, an annihilation, not just a defeat. Napoleon's single command had rewritten the rules of war. Europe was left stunned, and a new legend was born. The scale of Napoleon's triumph was immediately clear. Two imperial armies shattered, the Third Coalition collapsed, and Austria sued for peace. The victory at Austerlitz became the foundation of Napoleon's legend, a masterpiece of strategy and deception. The sun of Austerlitz symbolized his genius, inspiring awe and fear across Europe. Warfare itself was transformed. Speed, deception, and decisive battle replaced old traditions. Generals for generations would study this day, seeking to emulate its brilliance. For the Grande Armée, it was the pinnacle of glory. Yet within this triumph lay the seeds of Napoleon's downfall. Success bred a dangerous belief in his own infallibility. Future enemies learned from Austerlitz, denying him the decisive battle he craved. The very genius that made him unstoppable would, in time, isolate him and lead to ruin. Austerlitz was not just a victory, it was the birth of a legend and the beginning of the end.